sound of gunfire is my favorite song. Sing it. There's a war going on outside. No birds round here, just bullets that fly.
So, what's up, my peeps? MatrixNative here. Today's video, another build, my peeps, but unlike other public polls on my Twitter to see what build you guys would like for the public build, this one has actually lost about 2 times. Now, I had started this build quite a long time ago, but actually I've seen these guys in action. Let's go, because I'm going to give it to you. You have spoken. This build has been requested many times, and although never won the poll and come in at number 1, it has decisively come in every time I posted it. So you know what? I promise you this week the DEA Fast Team won, and it will be up within the next 1 or 2 polls as far as the public build. But today I give you Iraqi Special Operations Forces. Let's go. So the Iraqi Special Operations Forces, also known as the Golden Division, or just ISOF, are one of Iraqi's premier fighting units. Iraqi Special Operations Forces have been closely mentored by the U.S. Special Operations Forces from their inception following the 2003 invasion of Iraq. The relationship was substantially reduced when the United States withdrew forces from Iraq in December 2011, but has been reestablished in response to the ongoing joint operations targeting the so-called Islamic states. As of October 2016, the United States Special Operations personnel, primarily from Bravo Company 2nd Battalion 3rd Special Forces Group, who has primarily taken the lead in the training of the Iraqi Special Operations Forces. Now, as stated, they are also commonly known as the Golden Division, and basically the unit was created, as stated, with coalition forces. Basically, they say coalition forces, but it was really the joint operators from the United States. The forces directed by the Iraqi Counterterrorism Service Unit consist of the Iraqi Counterterrorism Command, which has 3 brigades subordinate to it. The Counterterrorism Service, originally translated as Counterterrorism Bureau, is funded by the Iraqi Ministry of Defense. After the invasion of 2003, Iraqi forces were made redundant by the invasion forces, and because of this, the current Iraqi commando force was recruited from scratch, mostly from Shia Arabs, Kurds, and a few Sunnis. In November 2005, after training in Jordan with Jordanian Special Forces and the United States Army Special Forces, aka the Green Berets, the Iraqi Special Operations Force had about 1,400 men trained, composed of the 2 combat battalions considered equal in training and combat effectiveness to the average U.S. Army Infantry battalion. Now, with that being said, it would be hard for me to compare your basic grunt in Iraq to a basic grunt in the United States Army Infantry. And that's just how I feel, and I've got pretty good authority on saying that. In March 2008, the forces consisted of a single brigade, which in turn was made up of the Iraqi Counterterrorism Force, as stated, or the ICTF battalion, 3 commando battalions and a support battalion, and a special reconnaissance unit. The 1st Special Operations Brigade is based in Baghdad and has the 1st, 2nd, and 5th battalions, a brigade support battalion, and a training battalion with the Iraqi Special Warfare Center and School. The 1st Battalion is the renamed Iraqi 36th Commando Battalion. The 1st Brigade is often referred to as stated previously the Golden Division, and previously the Golden Brigade before that. So basically, in closing, they were basically activated December 26, 2003 to the present. Not a huge history with this special operations group. However, you have to figure that there's not much history as far as the Democrat Iraq, basically the Iraq as a democracy. The branch, obviously the Iraqi Army Special Forces. Mottos: may you sleep peacefully in your bed tonight, for a mighty sword stands ready to strike fear in the hearts of those who would terrorize us. Now, not exactly a war cry that you're going to put out in formation. However, it's pretty hoo-ah, I must admit. So let's get on downrange, my peeps. I hope you enjoyed this brief history of the Iraqi Special Operations Forces. Pretty hoo-ah group, but again, I would never compare them to any of the Joint Special Operations in the United States. So with that being said, let's get the fuck downrange.
There's a war going on outside. No birds round here, just bullets that fly. There's a war going on outside. There's death everywhere, but I feel so alive.
Okay, my peeps, so what you want to do, go ahead. As usual, hit the back or select button. We're going to go into loadout. Hit the Y again. Basically, double tap the Y. We'll start it off. A few things have changed today for obvious reasons. So, with the head, facial hair, we're going to go with the business beard. Hair, we'll go with the shaggy. We're going to be putting that all in black. Facial detail, burn on the left side. Body details, facial paint. Today, we're going with absolutely none. Right arm, I'll be donning the Santa Maria. Left arm, Mi Familia. Clothes, tops, let's start it off. Now, I know what you're thinking. First build after the new camo drop. I actually had been working on this build. I've actually been working on a couple of builds to let you guys know. However, due to the fact that these were kind of like builds in my vault, I was waiting for new gear to drop. There really wasn't anything, so I'm just going to keep it like I previously had it. Just trust me on this. You can wear the Cry Combat if you want. Go ahead and throw that in the black. To me, though, it just didn't represent what I wanted this build to represent. So with that being said, put in a light hunting jacket. Put it in a 3-9 black. Vest today, we'll be going with the 511 Tactic plate carrier. Why wouldn't we? And we'll go ahead and putting that in the 1334. Okay, pants operators, we're going to go with the Commando 134. These are the new pants. I'm not hating you, though, that if you want to put this whole build in Cry Combat black, that's your option. However, I just feel like this fits the Iraqi Special Operations Forces build, in my opinion, a little better. But again, staying traditional, just go ahead and put the Cry Combat on everything, equip it in black. So go ahead, equip the Commando in the 134 black. Footwear, we're going with combat boots this time. We'll be putting those in the black. Ghillie suit, obviously none. Accessories. Eyewear, we're going with the ballistic M-frame, the Oakley SI ballistic M-frame. We're going to be putting those in the 6.6 multicam clear. That's right, you heard me. 6.6 multicam clear. I'm not hating you if you don't want to wear any glasses, or if you want to wear the ESS, that is completely up to you. I was going to go with the ESS. If you equip the ESS, go ahead, put them in either the sandstone or the black. I would probably go with the black, but again, today I've decided to go with the Oakley SI ballistic M-frames. We haven't really worn those in quite a while. Don't forget, hook those up with the 6.6 to reach this build. Face wear, we're going to be going with the one hole. Obviously, we're going to be putting that in the 6.9. Headwear, today, just like in real life, going to be wearing the carbon high-cut helmet. We're going to be putting that in the 133. Headsets, we're going to go with headset B. I like how they look. In a lot of their headgear, you saw a lot of sandstone around it, so I tried to blend that in as well, and I just think this headset fits the bill on that. So put that in the 5.6 sandstone. Handwear, we're going to be going with the fingerless Kevlar for no particular reason, except that most of the research I did on them, they actually were wearing fingerless gloves. So with that being said, we're going to put that in the 2.5 fingerless Kevlar. You guys just remember that anything on this build and everything is optional, just depending. But if you switch it out too much, this will no longer be a MatrixNative build. Not that that really fucking matters, just putting it out there. Rucksack, we're going to go with the Y strap, as you see, and we're going to be putting that as well in the 1333 sandstone. Now, as you can see, even though our LCE is actually equipped in the sandstone, and then we equip the rucksack in the sandstone, it has more of a darker look to it, and I actually like that. So with that being said, go ahead, rucksack, Y strap, 1333. Patches, that's up to you. Again, I usually go with the Let's Roll. However, today I will be equipping the stars, the 1415 stars. I think it's the closest thing to their patch that we see. You can always throw the Iraqi flag on here if I don't even believe that they actually, which is pretty sad, they don't even actually, I don't believe that they actually even offer the Iraqi flag. So with that being said, you can throw it in the stars or you can throw it in the Romeo 9. That is completely up to you. In game, in mission, I'll probably throw on our unit patch of the Romeo 9. However, for this right here, I think this looks great. However, again, I must reiterate that I will be putting it on the Let's Roll in game. So with that being said, my peeps, next, let's get on with the weapons. Weapons, today we're going with the H&K 416, or I've read in a lot of vlogs that this is actually called or known in this video game as the AR-15, which I could actually believe, but I also actually believe that this is actually representative of the H&K 416. Now, with that being said, I must say that you can always equip the M4. I mean, why wouldn't you? Actually, the Iraqi Special Operations Forces, they actually use the Rock River Arms 5.56 by 45 LAR-15. It's basically a self-loading rifle, and it actually has, in a lot of pictures I've seen, these weapons are unusual because they actually can fit the original M16 type ribbed polymer hand grip to it, as well as equipping different M4 optical sights. Now, that is pretty crazy to me. And okay, basically, when the Rock River Arms originally shipped the LAR-15, they were actually shipped with the M16 rails on, and then with a few modifications, and then with Chinese parts, they actually sort of modded this into a M4 M16A1 basic rifle. It's an unusual weapon as far as what you can do with it with the Rock River Arms 5.56. So with that being said, they also carry the 6-hour M400, which is basically an 11.5-inch barrel, whereas the Rock River Arms LAR-15 is a 14-inch barrel. I believe it's a 14-inch barrel. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that my memory serves me correct that it is a 14. So with that being said, we'll be going with the P416 today. Let's go ahead, load her out, paint presets. Now, today we'll basically be going, one, it actually fits the build today, and two, I don't believe we've ever blacked out an entire weapon. Now, this isn't actually completely blacked out, and we'll get into it. So, paint presets. This ought to be good for everybody that just started the game. Just go ahead and silhouette that out, and go ahead, throw that in the black. Parts, stock, buttstock, of course, we'll go with the black on it. Scope, we're actually going to go with the ACOG today, because that's actually what they carry on a lot of their LAR-15. So go ahead, equip the ACOG, and go ahead and throw that bad boy in the black. Trigger, full auto semi, of course. Magazine, why wouldn't we? Go ahead, if you have it, put in the large cap 50 round. Go ahead, grab that 50 if you got it. If you don't, go ahead and equip your 30 or 20. Just remember, fire control is absolutely important. Put that in the 1-2 black. Under barrel, of course, why wouldn't we? We're going with the Mike 203. Just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful bunch of whoop ass in a fucking can. Let's go. That'd be grade A USDA prime cup whoop ass. And we're going to be putting that in the 1-2 black. Rail, we're going to keep it clean. Rail cover, number 1 black. Short barrel, we're going to be equipping today. Again, because this is our shit-kicking weapon, and we want the left to right pan of the area. So that is why we want a little more ability, and that is why we're putting in a short barrel, and we'll be equipping that, ding, 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 in the gray. Muzzle, go ahead, suppressor, you want to throw that in the black. However, equip the stock muzzle in the 1-2 black. Here we go. That is the firearm we'll be carrying today. Just make sure we're role-playing this as a LAR-15, little Rock River Arms 5.56 by 45 LAR-15. Let's fucking go. Moving on. Today, a couple of secondaries you can carry here. Now, to be honest with you, they actually carry the SAW M249 squad automatic weapon. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and edit this out. But first, I want to show you what other secondary you will be able to equip if you don't want to carry an LMG. So basically you're going to go over to your sniper rifle and you will equip the M40A5. Now, Iraqi Special Operations Force actually still carry the M24 SWS. So with that being said, the M40A5, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's the closest sniper rifle in this game is going to be the M40A5. You know, the M24 SWS is Remington American made, as well as the M40A5, both been very, very much so battle tested in the combat theater. So with that being said, let's go ahead, whip it into Loadout. Now that still is a powerhouse sniper rifle for the United States military, and it is a beautiful weapon. I've shot said weapon many times, and I just believe this is one of the best sniper rifles that money can buy. Might not be the best sniper rifle in this game, but it is damn sure close. Let's go ahead. Paint presets. We're going to go ahead and knock this out with the black as well. So go ahead and equip that bad boy, Life Taker, in the black. We're going to go into parts. Scope, we're going to go ahead and tack it out with a T5XI Tactical. We're going to be putting that in the black. Trigger, of course, semi-auto, because that's all we can do. Magazine, we're going with the extended 10. If you don't have it, go ahead and equip the 10. But again, don't forget you are authorized to carry the LMG on this weapon. Barrel, of course, we're going with the long barrel. Reach out and touch a motherfucker like AT&T. You'll be equipping that in the gray. Muzzle, again, do not equip the suppressor. However, go ahead and throw that in the black. And actually, scratch that, I digress. You're going to be going with the Compensator Victor 2. Going to be putting that in the black. Don't need no sniper when we're trying to reach out up to 800 meters and tap a motherfucker in the head. So we're going to be putting that in the 1-2 black. That, my friends, is going to be the sniper rifle that you'll be carrying today. Again, I'm not hating you if you want to put a different scope on it. That's really personal preference. But for me, this is definitely what you will be carrying as a sniper in your unit with this build, if that's the way you want to go. Okay, now let's talk about the other weapon that you can carry as your secondary. So we'll go ahead, throw the LMG. Now, again, they use the M249. As a lot of you guys know, the SAW I compared to the MK249 on this video game. I realize that the MK249 is not really the M249 SAW. However, it does, in my opinion, resemble this weapon, because that is actually what the Iraqi Special Operations Force carry to date. However, for this build, I'm actually wanting to carry the MK48. So go ahead, equip the MK48. Go ahead, let's get that bad boy and dress it out. Paint presets. As usual for this build today, we are actually going to put it in the gray. I tried to slip a quick one in on you, but you're going to go ahead, equip that in the gray, and then you'll head to parts. We're going to go ahead, keep the stock bud stock. Go ahead and equip that in black. Now, the scope, again, I'm not hating you. You can get away from the EXP S3. However, I'm going to go ahead and put this bad boy on there. For today's Iraqi Special Operations Force, you will be equipping the EXP S3. Woo! Excuse me. You will be carrying the EXP S3. All other sites, if you want, you can roll with anything you want, but I'm keeping it real with the EXPS3. If you want, go ahead and throw that panoramic on it, but either one you're going to put in black. I'm not even going to kid you. I might switch to this site during gameplay, just depending on how the EXPS3 treats me. So go ahead, with that being said, equip that into 2-3 black. Trigger, full auto, magazine. That's right, we're not going with the extended. Now, if you want to cheat, go ahead and go with the extended. I'm not really hating you. But for this build, I don't know why, I just feel like we should carry the standard 100. And we're going to be putting that into 2-3 black. But again, I'm not really going to hate you if you want to put it in the 200. However, my buddy and I actually raced the other night. He was carrying the extended 200. I was carrying the standard 100. We ran, I want to say, about a click, and I beat him, because I don't know if it actually does affect your health in this game. However, I'm telling you that I beat him, and then when we swapped it up, he beat me when he was carrying the standard 100 and I was carrying the extended 200. So that's something to think about. I actually think that it draws on your stamina, should I say, or aka health, if you carry the 200. And for this build with the assault, if we're going full fucking door kicker, pipe hitter, then we'll be carrying the standard 100 because we want to be able to race around on that battlefield, and you will be putting that in the 2-3 black. Underbarrel, foregrip V3, I just think that it really gives us what we want on this build. It definitely gives you handling, not quite like the Victor 4 or the Victor 2. I believe that the foregrip Victor 3 is the underbarrel mount that we will be going for on this build, and that will be in the 2-3 black rail. Going to keep it clean and slick and put the number 2-3 black rail on it. Barrel, we're going to be going with the standard barrel to date. We're going to be putting that in the 2-3 black. I just don't feel the need for the long barrel. We aren't door gunning. If you've watched that build, if you haven't, I'll put that link in the description, and it'll probably be at the end of this video. So anyway, let's go. We're going to equip it in the standard barrel, 2-3 black, operators. Muzzle, of course, compensator Victor 2, because it doesn't offer suppressor, and even if it did, I mean, this is just what we call a loud and proud weapon, and you'll be putting that in the compensator V2 2-3 black. And my friends, that is what we're carrying as our secondary. Again, you can go to sniper if you would like. I would say that you are not authorized to change the primary on this build. However, a couple of options for the secondary. All right, my peeps, with that being said, basically, handgun, you will be carrying the Beretta M9. Now, I'm not going to lie, there have been so many sidearms with ISOF. So many. However, we'll be going with the Beretta M9. I'm not hating you, though, if you want to carry the Glock 17, the Model 92. They actually started carrying, when they were first formed, this division, were carrying basically the Croatian HS9 and HS45 standard models. However, since that date, with all the fluctuation of, how can I say it, war in the region, you can carry just about any sidearm you want. However, as stated, these days they will be carrying either the Glock Model 17, Model 19, Beretta M9, or the Model 92. And you go ahead and black everything out in this, gray out the barrel, no extended, and that is what we'll be hitting the field of battle with today. And the rest, my friends, I carry the drone medic. I also carry the frag grenade and the diversion lure, as if you play with me, we like to role play where you can only carry 2 of the before mentioned 6. So again, I'll be carrying the frag grenade and the diversion lure. And with that being said, my peeps, this is the first Iraqi Special Operations Force build. I will switch my patch. I'm really not used to having that patch. However, as usual, isn't that cool though? Off the sun, it just looks like a lot of these vehicles have wigwags, and that's pretty sick. Look, even the top ones are actually blinking like wigwags. That's pretty sick. So my peeps, you know what to do. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. I hope you had an amazing day today. I hope tomorrow's amazing. I hope yesterday was amazing. And you know what to do. Go ahead. Danger close, fucktards. Snipe like, snipe sub, cause my peeps. That's how we roll. See you next video.
Dreaming big, town is small, and it's going down. All I need is a microphone, I'm headed for the crown, y'all. Call me whack, call me weak, say I'll never blow. Memphis bleak, they know like the radio that Henderson was meant to speak. I'm on these tracks, just like Thomas, I'm the truth, just being honest. Y'all a bunch of Martin and Anthony's, yeah, that's prima donnas. Wayne Brady, they know the deal. Henderson just showing skill, way that I just go at will. You can call me Uncle Phil. You working, but I work harder to the day I'm Mr. Carter. My girl is a mix between Mrs. Lauder and Mrs. Carter, and I'll never dumb it down. I guess what I just